Good morning all. This is M. Suresh, lecturer in computer engineering, Government Polytechnic, Masuptank. I am dealing with this Android programming subject. In the today's class, I will discuss what is this user interface designing layouts. Whenever you are creating a Android application, the screen should be uh, containing different UI elements, like it may be text box, it may be buttons. Okay, so but how these different components will be arranged on this particular screen? For arranging these components, we will have this layouts. These are also called as view groups. Whatever we are having, these all are called user interface elements, which are also called as widgets or views. I will place these widgets or views on the view groups. We have different layouts. Okay, like relative layout, a frame layout, constraint layout, and linear layout. Like this, we have different layouts. We will discuss all these layouts. Okay. So before going to this layouts, first in the previous class I have already discussed the complete about this intent, right? So we will see one more example on this intent, which is used to switch between two activities. In the previous class we have already seen how can you switch from one activity to another activity, but while switching from one activity to another activity, I can also pass the data between those two things. So we will see example uh, like this is your first activity. So I will enter my name and I will enter my last name. Okay, once I click on this submit, automatically this is your second activity. So in the previous class we have seen only once from this one screen, one activity. If I click on that particular activity, then I will go to the next activity, and in the next activity, if I click on the button, then I will go to the first activity. But what is the extra in this application is, so whatever the data that I entered, right? So whatever the data that I entered, after clicking on submit, that data is also passing to the second activity. This you can, so you can do by whatever the data. This is mostly useful, right? Because whenever I am saving the data, then the data I can save somewhere, and after that in the next screen I am getting that particular data. Whenever you are creating the applications like this Flipkart kind of thing, then whatever the data that is there, that is filled up, that will be passing to the next activity. Whatever the card details or whatever the name that you enter, right, those details will be passed from one activity to another activity. So this you can do by using the databases. We will see that databases, the SQLite database. So whatever the data that I entered, that data I will store on the databases SQLite, and after that I will get the data from the database. I will retrieve in the second activity, and so that I will display on the second activity, or whatever the date, whatever the task that I can do with the data, that I can do in the second activity. That is one thing. From one activity to another activity I can switch with the data. But what is that is happening over here is, here I am not using any database. Just whatever the data that I entered, that I will store in one strings, and in the next activity I will get that strings. That's it. So we will see that example within less time, and after that I will go to this user interface designing layouts topic. So for this one, so first I will go to this activity. So same thing, in the previous example we have seen this activity. This is your for every activity we have two important files. One is your activity.xml file, and another is your .java file. So this is related to activity first. So this is your activity first. This is your activity first, and it has this enter first name. This is your edit text 1, and this is your edit text 2, and this is activity is your text view. If I click on this, this is your text view. We will see all in detail. Okay, so what is this text view, what is this edit text, what is this button? Those are user interface elements. We will see in the coming classes. After this topic I will let you know what are the different user interface elements that are there in the Android. Okay, so this is your edit text. Edit text is like whatever the data that I want to enter, that I can enter in the edit text, and this is your button. Okay, so this is your activity underscore first dot xml file. Okay, so this is your button, this is your edit text. Some delay is there due to some it is very slow, I think. Okay, so this is your edit text and this is your edit text one, and for this one I am writing this .java file. So what is the .java file? So just whatever the this one, all this one you already know. Okay, this is about view. Okay, we will see all these widgets. Okay, we have within the view we have different widgets. What are the widgets? Like button, edit text, and toast message I am displaying. So what I have did, so this is your first activity, which is extending this compact activity. So we have two edit text, right? So whatever the edit text that are there, that you have to link to the .java file. So edit text, to edit text and button. So for the first edit text, I am getting the ID by using this r.java file, and second edit text also I am getting, and button also I am getting. Actually I have to do typecasting. I think in the latter versions they changed it, so no need to use typecasting. Directly you can use find by ID. And for this button I am writing this button on click listener. Within the on click listener, first I am getting the data from the first edit text. So whatever the data that I entered, that I am storing in the first name, and whatever the data that I entered in the last name, that I am taking in the lname variable. And after that, if it is not equal to some empty, so if both this first name and last name, if I didn't enter any values, then I will get the like please fill all the details. Okay, I will get that. And if these two if this condition is false, then I will go to here. And same logic, if I want to if I want to go from one activity to another activity, then I have to create this intent object. So for this one, intent I equal to new intent. This is the first name, first activity name, and this is your second activity, and I am starting the intent. But before doing that one, I am storing these values. So within the intent only, I am storing the, by using this put extra method, I am storing in the f name, I am storing this whatever the name that I am getting, right? So whatever the data that you entered over here, first name, that I am storing in the f name variable in the intent using intent put extra method. And in the second also, last name also I am storing. So both I am storing in the intent. Only that thing I am doing extra. Okay, so what is that one? In the previous class we have seen only switching from one activity to another activity. In addition to that one, I can pass the data from one activity to another activity. So for passing the data, I am using a intent put extra method. That's it. Okay, so once this is about activity. So what is this one? We have two edit text and we have one button. So whenever I click on this button, what I am doing first, I am getting the text from these two edit text by using this edit text.get text methods. And after that I am checking whether I am entering some values or not. And after that, if I am entering some values, then I am storing those values in the intent object by using this put extra method. And in the second activity, what I am doing, I am taking this three text views. In the first name, I will display whatever the data that I am taking, right? So that I will display in the first name, and I will display in the last name. And in the back button, I will when I click on this back button, that logic I will write in the second activity.java. Right? So what I am doing over here is the first one, second activity, which is extending this one. I am taking these two text views. So whatever we are creating over here, which are required in the .java file, for all those things, first I have to do this find view by ID. So I am taking this text view 1, text view 2, and button. First I am getting this text view 1 and text view 2 and button I am getting. And after that, I am getting that data, right? So whatever I am having in the intent, for getting that intent data, I am using this bundle. Okay, so get intent dot get extras. Okay, so first I am using get intent method. So get intent of this get extras. So in the first activity.java file, what I am doing, just within the intent only. So within this intent, I am storing those values by using put extra method. But what is I am doing over here is first bundle by using this bundle method. Okay, so bundle class. This is the bundle class. So I am importing that bundle. This is the from OS only, that is related to operating system. So OS, within the OS package we have this bundle package. So from this bundle I am creating the object by using getIntent.getExtras, because I am storing those values by using this putText in the intent. So I am getting those values by using getIntent.getExtras, and I am storing in the first name getString with this fname. What is this fname? I am storing that intent with this fname is the tag I am using. For storing the first name I am using this fname, capital Fname tag, and for storing this last name I am using this lname. So that I am getting by using this bundle. So first I am creating the bundle object by using getIntent.getExtras, and I am getting the first name by using bundle.getString with the key value as fname, and I am getting the last name by using bundle.getString of key name last name, and I am setting for the text view 1. So whatever we are having this one, this is your text view 1. So for this text view 1 I am setting the first name value. So set text first name, and for the second one text view of set text last name I am setting by using this last name, because I am getting those values by using this bundle. Once after getting those values, just what is the logic that is in the button I am writing, just if I click on this back button, I have to go from the second activity to the first activity. So for this one I am creating a intent and second activity dot this and first activity dot class. I am starting the activity. So only thing that is extra for the previous program is, in the previous program our previous application, we are switching from one activity to another activity without passing the data between those two activities. But this is the application which is passing the data from one activity to another activity by using this method. Okay, so by using this intent put extra, okay, method, which is used to store the values. So whatever the data that I entered, but actually this is not the correct way. Generally we will use databases only. Whatever the data that I entered, that data I will store on the databases, and from in which activity I require, I will use the queries to retrieve the data. We have different things, like if I want to insert the data, then I have insert query, and if I want to retrieve select query is there. So by using those queries only we will get the data. But by using intent also I can pass the data from one activity to another activity. By using this put extra I will store the data, and by using this bundle get extras method, by using this key, okay, so bundle dot get string of whatever the key, but this key name should be important. Whatever the put extra, whatever the key name that we are using, that I will use in the whenever I am retrieving, I have to use that key values. So these key values are very important. Once you done, everything is done. So we have seen the program, right? So whenever I entered first whatever the values I entered, okay, so I will enter like so my name only. So first I will enter this first name. So this first name will be placed in this f name, okay. So when I click on this submit button, automatically this button click event will be done, clicked, and f name contains this Suresh and last name contains this M. If I does not enter anything, so you can see here I won't enter any value and I will click on submit. So you are getting please fill all the details. So you have this toast message, right? If both are nothing, okay, if I didn't enter any values, then those will contain some empty. So that's why if I click on submit, then I am getting this please fill all the details. So I will write this first name and last name, then within this intent, so as something is written, it will go to the else block and intent object is created, and intent before starting the activity, first I will save the first name Suresh in f name and l name M, that I will store in the capital L, and after that whenever I click on this submit, automatically in the second activity, so what is happening over in the second activity, so what is happening in the string first name, it will get the string by using this key f name. So in the f name we have this Suresh and l name I have M. So after that, for the text view, for the first text view, it is I am setting the text to first name, it will come first name colon, and after that it will add this first name, so that is your Suresh, and last name, and it will add the M. And after that whenever I click on this back button, So the logic for the back button is just from the second activity it will go to the first activity. So second activity to this first activity. So if I click on back, it will go open. That's it. Okay. So this is just how to store the pass the values from one activity to another activity. So this is just previous class only. Just in the today's class, I will discuss what are these user interface designing layouts. Okay. So we will go to this user interface designing layouts. So first one I will see. So what is this user interface? Okay. So all the user interface elements are made up of both view and view group. So that's why mostly we will use this importing this view is the superclass. Okay. So whenever you want to use all the user interface elements. So because I am developing a graphical user interface kind of applications only, because every time the user is interacting with that app by touching the particular icons or touching the particular buttons or text boxes or anything. Okay, so always the user is interacting with these UI elements. So these UI elements are basically in the Android we have two important UI elements. So that is view and view group. So view is nothing but these are the base class for widgets. Okay, so what within the view is the base class for all the widgets. We have different widgets. We have seen those widgets like in the previous programs we have already used some widgets like like button, edit text, text view. These three we have already used. Text view. Text view is like a label, okay, which will give some information to the user. Edit text. Edit text is like text box by using which I can enter some data. And button. Button is nothing but it will after clicking on the button, it will do some operations. So I can create components by using this view. This is the base class for all the widgets. What are the different widgets are button, text view, edit text, checkbox, radio button. So and view group is nothing but it is a subclass of view, invisible container to hold other views or views. So we will use this view groups only. Okay. So this is a container for storing other views or view groups. So what are the different view groups are linear layout we have, relative layout is there, and within these layouts we will have this all the other views. Okay, it may contain other views. This linear layout may also contain this relative layout. So this relative layout is the view group. So always this view group is a subclass of view. It is an invisible container to hold other views or view groups. So all these are views, button, checkbox, rotating. Okay, this is your linear layout. Okay, within this this is your relative layout. So within the relative layout I may have this linear layout also. Okay, so within the relative layout I can have this first one is your linear layout. Within that one I have this relative layout. It may contain other view groups or views. Okay, so what are the different types of view groups or layouts? We have this linear layout. Most commonly we will use this linear layout, and it has two orientations. Either I can, if it is a vertical, okay, vertical means all the components, first button will be there. Next if you have buttons only, then I can have like this button 1, okay, and this is your button 2, and this is your button 3, and I can have edit text in the say fourth column. Okay, this is in the vertical manner, and I can have edit view. Okay, edit view in the fifth, like this is your vertical. But if you have horizontal, so horizontal means first button 1 will be here, after this immediately we have this button 2. So we will see in detail, and this button 3. Okay, and the next one is your relative layout. So relative layout is most commonly used. It is, if I place this one button, then I will place one more component relative to this one. Okay, I will place the component relative to other component. We have this frame layout. Okay, and list view, grid view, table layout. We have different types of layouts. We will see all those layouts in the today's class. Okay, so I think yeah, this is not required. So 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 this is view. View is nothing but it is a basic building blocks of our Android application. We have this text view, label or button, checkbox, edit text. Okay, everything. These are like rectangular area. It is inherited from this Android.view.view. So this is the super class. Okay, Android.view is the package and view is the class. So mostly we will import that in any application. If I want to use this user interface elements, then I have to import this Android.view.view. And view group is nothing but it is acting like a container. It arranges the views on the screen in a particular style. If I want to arrange these views on a screen in a particular style, then I will use this view group. There are multiple controls can be put in a view group. In a view group, I can place multiple controls. I can place even views or view groups also there. Okay. What are the different view groups are like linear layout, relative layout, and list view. These are the we have total many views are there, many view groups are there, but most commonly we will use this linear layout or relative layout, and by default we have constraint layout also inherits from this Android view.view.view class only. So if I have this is your view group, it may contain views or other view groups. View group, within the view group we can have view group, within the view group we can have view. So it is nothing but view group can contain views or view groups. So most commonly we will use these important properties like layout width, layout underscore width, and layout underscore height. Okay, most of the views will contain this layout width and layout height. Most of what are the common values that I am using for this layout width and layout height is I can use this match parent or wrap content. When I use this match parent, whole width of the screen will be as per the parent. Okay, and wrap content means as per the content. Okay, so if I have if I place it that one, okay, if I place it button, okay, so if I place it button with welcome, okay, welcome is the name, then button will be like this. But if I use welcome to hello world, then a button will be adjusted according to this content. Okay, so that is your wrap content. Match parent is nothing but whatever the parent width height is there, that will be allotted for this layout width and layout height. We have most commonly we will use this density pixels and density independent pixels or scale independent pixels. Generally for the text size and all font text sizes, then we will use this scale independent pixels. And whenever we are using this layout width and layout height, then we will use this density independent pixels. And whenever I am using this linear layout, then it arranges the components linearly, either horizontally or vertically. So how I can do that one is by using this Android orientation. This is the property or attribute that I will use for the linear layout. Okay, so that is Android orientation is the attribute which is used to define this direction. This is your linear layout. It will arrange the components either in vertical order. So if I have only buttons, if I taking, then this is first button will be arranged like this, button 2, button 3, button 4, button 5. But if I am using horizontal, first button 1, button 2, button 3, and again it will shift over here. Okay, and if I am using this relative layout, arranges your views relative to its parent or other child views. Always the components are arranged according to the parent or child views. If we have a button, then if I want to adjust another button, then it will be adjusted with this button or whatever the parent is nothing but that is layout. Okay, so I can arrange like this. So for this one we have more number of properties for the relative layout, like with respect to parent, if I want to arrange the attributes used are Android layout align parent tab. So if I make it as align parent tab, then it will be arranged base on the top of the parent or right to the parent or bottom to the parent or left to the parent or center to the parent. If the layout may be your parent, okay, then it may arrange the top. So top means it will arrange here or it will arrange right. Okay, or it may arrange left or it may arrange center. Okay, it may arrange at the center or center horizontal or center vertical. Okay, with respect to other views, if I want to arrange, then layout align top align. Okay, I won't use parent, I will directly use align top. We will see in detail. Okay, so this is about the introduction to this one. So now we will see the actual thing, user interface designing layouts. Okay, So layout is the way in which things are arranged in a specific manner. So if I take the general example like thing, then we will arrange the land area in a layouts, right? So just in the same manner, if I want to arrange the components in a specific manner, okay, so what are the components is nothing but what user interface elements like text box or button, anything. So if I want to arrange those components in a specific manner, then I will use this layout. So Android also provides different layouts to arrange different components in different manner. Some of them are linear layout, relative layout, list view and grid view, and web view layout. Whenever I want to display the web pages, okay, in the mobile phone, then I will use this web view layout. Okay. So if I want to arrange the components in a specific manner, then I will go for this layouts. If you know Java also contains these layouts like grid layout, grid bag layout, okay. So flow layout is there, okay. So in the Java also we have different layouts, which are, what is the purpose of layout is to arrange the components in a specific manner, okay. So layouts are very important for the development of UI applications. So if we take in the today's class, I think we will cover this linear layout and relative layout. If time permits, we will see this list view and grid view. So linear layout is nothing but linear layout in Android allows us to arrange components either horizontally like this. Okay. If I take only buttons, this may be anything. It may be button, edit text, it may be list view, not list view, it may be checkbox, it may be radio button or anything, but those will be arranged only in the horizontally in a single column or vertically in a single row. Okay. So vertically or horizontally direction depends on the attribute by using this Android orientation. We will see with examples. Okay. In the linear layout is simple and easy to use. It creates a scroll bar if the length of the window exceeds the length of the screen. Vertically linear layout has only one item per row. So vertical means first item, first button one. Okay, it may be button one. It may be your edit text. Okay, edit text one. Okay, and it may be your text view one. Okay, like this. So this is your button one. This, so all the components, each component will be placed on a particular row only. That is your vertical layout. But in the case of this one, horizontal layout, first component button one, next edit text one, next text view one, and next button two. Okay, if this exceeds the screen, then automatically scroll bar will come. Okay. So we have many attributes which can be used to customize linear layout according to the needs. So this is your figure shows your horizontal or vertical linear layout. So what are the attributes for this linear layout? We have this ID. ID is nothing but which is used to uniquely identify that layout. Okay, and orientation. This is very important attribute. So which so all these attributes are just by using this Android. This is the keyword. So we will use this Android colon. So if I want to use this linear layout, just I will write linear layout. So this is the class. So linear layout, and within this one attributes if I want to place, then I will use this Android colon. If I want to place the ID, then I will use ID and I will write the ID. If I want to use orientation, this Android orientation either horizontal or vertical. If I want to use the layout width, then I will use layout underscore width or layout underscore height. Okay. So next one is your gravity. So layout and write some divider. Okay, everything. So what are the constructors for this linear layout? We have four important constructors. The first one is linear layout without any context only. What is the current, which class we are using? And the second one is linear layout context and attributes. Okay, and the third one is linear layout. Next int style attribute, and the next one is your linear layout context attribute set. Okay, and the example of this linear layout in Android we will see example. So for this one, just we have this linear layout. Okay, and layout width is this one, height. Only important property for this linear layout is this one, Android orientation. Okay, if the orientation is vertical, then it will create the I am taking only buttons, only 4 buttons. Okay, just buttons. So if the orientation is vertical, then it will arrange the components in vertical fashion like this. Okay, so just after button 1, button 2, next after this one button 3, next after button 4, like this. This is your vertical layout. Okay, so example of linear layout, this is your linear layout only, but the orientation is vertical. And the next one is, if I want to arrange the linear layout with horizontal, if the orientation is horizontal, for the same example, if the orientation is horizontal, then it will arrange the components in this manner. Okay, button 1, after button 1 we will have this button 2, next button 3, button 4. So that is your linear layout. So we will see with the example. So this is your linear layout. So I think no need to execute this one also. Directly at the time of designing of the layout itself, you will have this. You can easily recognize this one. I think for this one, no need to execute also, because at the time of designing itself, you can observe that difference. Okay. So if I mention it as linear layout, so if I mention it as linear layout with horizontal, it is directly showing that. So I will go to this split mode so that you can see both. So this is your linear layout. Okay, so all this whenever you click on this linear layout, automatically this code will come. Okay, these are all, this is about schemas, Android related everything, and these are the tools and layout width. So I am placed it as match parent, or generally for the way width and height we will use either match parent or wrap content. Okay, so wrap content is nothing but according to the contents. If it is button 1, then only for this button 1 text how much area is required, that much only this button 1 will be created. If button 1 with if I enter something like button 1 hello, then if I mention it as wrap content, only for this content, if I mention it as button hello, I think, yeah. So according to the contents, automatically that button size is adjusted. So that is your wrap content. So for the components or UI elements, most commonly we will use this wrap content, so that whatever the text inside that button or anything or UI element, according to that, this contents will be adjusted. That height and width will be adjusted. That is your. So most commonly we will use this layout width and layout height properties, and ID. ID is also by default it is alerted, or if you didn't specify anything, then button 1, button 2, button 3. Okay, if you want to change also, you can change like BT, whatever the name that you want. Okay, so this is your horizontal. Okay, if I mention the this is very important property over here. So mostly we will use this layout width, layout height for any layout or any user interface elements. Okay, so text is nothing but what is the button text. So this is button 1, button 2, button 3, button 4. 4 buttons are there, and I am using this linear layout with orientation as horizontal. Whenever I place it as horizontal, first button 1 and after that one button 2, it is like horizontal only, right? So in the horizontal manner fashion, those buttons will be uh, first after button 1 I can have button, another button or anything, any user interface elements, but all these components will be arranged in the horizontal fashion. After button 1, button 2, button 3, button 4. If we can have edit text also. Okay, if I want to place any other, then how can I place? Just go to this design, and I want to place this, so I will go to this play it. If I want to place one more button, I will directly drag and drop, or I can take, if I want to place text view, if I drag and drop over here. So I think, yeah, so whenever I drag and drop over here, it is taking some time. So I placed this text view, so it is placing it the after this one only, right? It is horizontal fashion. Okay, so if I go to the split mode, so automatically one more text view is added. So I will click on welcome. So you observe here, I think I will zoom it. Yeah, you can see here. So this is your button 1, button 2, button 3, button 4, and we have this welcome, which is the text view. Okay. So all these components are arranged in the horizontal fashion. After button 1, button 2, next button 3, button 4, and next text view also added at the after button 4 only. That is your what is that one? That is your Android orientation with horizontal property. Okay. So if I want to make it as not horizontal, I will mention it as vertical. Okay. So this if I mention it as vertical, you observe here. So you can see here this button 1. After button 2, I am having button 2. Next button 3. Next button 4, and I have this welcome. So whenever I am using this vertical, it is better to use not wrap content. Better to use this match parent. Okay. So if I use this match parent, you can observe the change. So this is not yeah, only width only. Okay. So when I use this one, so you can see here, so this is the second one also I will use match parent. For the third one, for the fourth one, and for the text view also I will use match parent. For the text view also I will use match parent. Okay. So height also not contents. Yeah. So this is the difference between horizontal layout and vertical layout. Okay. 1 minute. So you can observe over here. So this is your 1 minute. So this is your vertical. So if I mention it as vertical, so this is your button 1. So button 2, button 3, button 4, and this is your text view. So mostly whenever I am using this vertical, then I will use this match parent for the width and height. We will use this wrap content. Okay. So even for the text view also match parent and wrap content. So I think you understand the difference between wrap content and match parent. Match parent is nothing but whatever is the parent. What is the parent for all this one? Linear layout is the parent. So what is the width for this? How much width is there for the linear layout? That much width, if you want to alert, means that is your match parent. It may be button one may be parent for another also. It may be another layout also parent for the this one. So if I want to attach or if I want to alert the parent width, then I will use this match parent. But if I want to add adjust the height and weight according to the contents inside that one, then I will use this wrap content. If I make it as match parent, then for button one also entire width will be alerted. But as I mentioned it as wrap content, so this button one content is only occupying this one, so it is adjusting according. So this is the difference between, this is the linear layout which will arrange the components either vertically or horizontally. Okay, hope you understand. So that's it. So we will see the next one, that is your relative layout. So in case of this relative layout, it is the name suggests that it shows the position of components relative to each other. So it arranges the components relative to each other. Okay, the first according to the first so most commonly we will use this relative layout only, because by using this relative layout I can arrange the arrange the components in whatever the manner that is required. So the position can be specified with respect to the consecutive elements of the parent component. So relative layout is most flexible layout provided by Android. It lets you position elements on the screen whatever the way that you want to place the elements. That if I want to place in any manner, then I will use this relative layout. Okay, so by default it sets all the components at the top left of the layout. Following figure shows how relative layout looks. So this relative layout attributes also we have ID, like it is also a component. So every component or user interface elements have this identification and gravity. If I want to set the a particular position, I think we have seen in the customized toast. If I want to place the toast in the bottom left or anything, then I will use this gravity, and whether I want to ignore the gravity. And relative layout constructors, we have 1 2 3 4 constructors are there. So same thing like linear layout, we have 4 constructors. And after that, what are the methods of relative layout? Set gravity. If I want to set the components child views, okay, as centered left, the horizontal gravity, vertical gravity, request layout, set ignore gravity or get gravity, okay, everything. Okay, so what is the most of the attributes that are using for the layout, relative layout? I can use according to the parent, means layout, parent above, parent ln, parent left, parent right, like this also I will use. Or I can use this like layout above, then bottom edge of the given component. Okay, ln baseline, it positions the baseline of the given component above the baseline. Or ln bottom, I want to arrange the bottom of the given component. Or ln end, or ln left, or ln right. Okay, if I want to use this relative layout, then I will use the like this, that is your relative mm, layout. Okay, I will use relative layout. So for this relative layout, and I will end, so this is the starting tag, so I will end this relative layout like this. Okay, if I want to end this one tag, then I will use this relative layout. So this is your relative layout. So this is your relative layout. So we will see with example. Mostly we will use this like this: layout width, layout height, layout below of that text 2. So after this text 2 only I will place this button. Okay, edit text 2 only I will place. Or margin top, and to the right of this text view. So right of this text view I will place this button. Okay, if I have this one button, I am placing this button to the right of this text view. Okay, so like this, and it is bottom to this edit text 2. Okay, like this, relative to the previous another component I will place the items. So we will see one example. So this is your relative layout. So if I open this relative layout, so most commonly we will use this relative layout, because by using this relative layout I can arrange the components in uh, any fashion. Okay, in my own way. Okay, I think I will use the split mode, so that this is your relative layout. Okay, so this is the relative layout, and these are the layout width, match parent, layout height also, and this is your main activity, and this is your text view. If I open this text view, this is your text view, and layout width is wrap content, and layout height also wrap content. So this sign in, if I take this text view, so I think you are seeing some positions, right, relative to each one. Okay, if I click on this one, it is relative to this one, or everything is relative. So that is your relative layout. Okay, so if I am placing one component, whether it is relative to any other component. Okay, so from the top how much, or from the left, or from the right, or which is left to this text view. Okay, which is bottom to this edit text. Okay, like this we will see everything we will consider. Okay, layout width and layout height, and it is align parent start, I am setting it to true, and it is align parent left true, and it is align parent top true, and margin start, what is the margin starting is 146, and margin left, from this left it is 146. Okay, so if you see here this text view. Okay, so this text view is layout margin start, that is your 146, if you see here, and margin left also 146. From this one margin is 146 for this one, and top is 87, it is directly showing, right? So that is margin start, and margin left is 146. You can see, observe over here. Okay, 1 minute, I will show you. So if you see here, that is your 146 is showing over here and 87 is showing over here. Okay, so that is your this one. Margin left is 146 and margin top is 87. And what is the text is sign in, and text all caps false. I mentioned it as false, and the color is I mentioned some color, so it is this one, pink color, and text size is 30. So generally, most commonly we will use for the text size, we will use this scale density pixels, and for the layout height and this one we will use dp. Dp means density independent pixel, and sp means scale independent pixels. We will use for the text sizes, we will use sp measures, and for the width height for those things we will use this dp. And text style is bold, so that's why it will become bold. And the text view, if I open this text view, second one, that is width height align parent start true, align parent left, it is left, and parent top true, and margin start is 60. So this is 60 and left is also 60 and top is 159. You can see here this is 60 and this is 159. Okay, whenever I am placing here, it is showing all the things, but whenever I am over here, then it is showing only 60 and 159. So that is the starting point, that is from left it is 60 dp and from top it is 159, and it is id, and this is 24 sp, and it is also bold. And after that we have this edit text also align parent, all these things. Margin top, from top it is 159 and end 70 dp, and right also 70 dp. So from, if you are considering from here, it is that is your margin end or margin uh, right. But if you are considering from this one, that is your margin left or margin start. Okay, so like this, margin right 70. So this is ems, that is how many characters that I can enter, and enter id and text person name. Okay, and the next one is your text, another text view, that is your from left margin it is just 2p, so it is directly attached to this one, and top 251, and password and text size bold, and edit text, and this is your margin top 233, and end means 66. Okay, and if you take consider the button, so uh, button is sign, this text is sign in, and the color I also answered, text size, and this is from margin only from the top, it is 319 dp. Okay, so like this I can arrange the components in the relative fashion. Okay, so always whether I want to place the component on the top or bottom, okay, everything can be decided by using this relative layout. So most commonly we will use this relative layout because I can arrange the components in my own fashion. First I will place sign in, I will id. Okay, if I am using linear layout, then for the same example, if I am using linear layout, then first sign in will come, and the next one id will come next. So if I use this linear layout, first sign in, next id will come. It may be horizontal, means first sign in. Okay, if I am using the same with linear layout, first sign in will come. Okay, first sign in. Okay, sign in will come, and after this id will come, just horizontal, and next edit text will come, next password will come, next enter password, and sign in button will come. This is you if you are using linear layout with horizontal. If I am using linear layout with vertical, then first sign in will be there, and after sign in, then id will come down, and after that this enter id text box will come, next password will come, and edit text will come, sign in button will come. Okay, this is your linear layout. So it is not at all good if you want to design if you want to design a application like login application. It should contain in this manner only. The first sign in, and after that id with the edit text and password with this one, and sign in. After clicking on this one, what will happen, that I will write in the main activity.java. That is different case. But if I want to arrange the components in a specific manner, then I will use this layout. So I think you understand what is layout. So if I want to arrange the UI elements in a specific manner, then I will use this layout. So with this I am concluding the today's class. So in the today's class I have explained about what is this layout, user interface layouts, and we discussed this linear layout and relative layout. most commonly we will use this relative layout only. Okay, for most of the applications we will use this relative layout, and for some of the applications I will use this linear layout. Okay, in the tomorrow's class I will discuss the remaining layouts like list view, grid view, and after that I will discuss different UI elements. Thank you all.